Hi, welcome to the first lesson in Python. Python is a programming language. We need a specific editor for it, so we're going to click on the letter P for Python. And you can see in here I've got a folder with loads of different bits and pieces. I'm looking for this one, IDLE. When I open IDLE, I get a pretty blank window. This window is the window in which the program will run. And we now need to make a window to type in our program. So I'm going to go File, New File. You can see here I got a nice clean and blank window. So we're going to be operating on two windows here. The one on my right, or on the right, is the one that we've typed in the code, and the one on the left is where we see the results. This is untitled. First job is to save it. So I'm going to do File, Save As. I'm going to steer to my Python folder if I don't have one. So I'm going to go to my folder and think, oh, I need to make a folder, S2 Python. I'm going to call this one Hello World. This is the name of my program. You're going to call it the same, Hello World. Save. You can see up here now, we've got the name of the program. Right, let's start. The very first programmer's right, and it's the dullest program ever, but it is what it is. It's a program that prints the words Hello World onto the screen. And it's a starting point. So here's our wee program, Hello World, and we're going to run it. So I have to run module. It says I have to save it, yes. And here is my Hello World. On this, I'm going to change this again. And I'm going to change this to say something like Hello Mark. I'm going to run it. It's going to ask me to save it. And here we are, our wee program says Hello Mark. The thing about that is, well, what happens if you're not Mark? Well, we can change this program somewhat. I'm going to introduce the concept of a variable. A variable is a storage location in memory. And that variable, instead, it's going to be given an address in memory, and it's going to have like a 64-digit number. It's too long to remember, useless for us humans. The computer uses it, but if I want to store something, I would put it in this location in memory. But for me to remember, I'm going to give it a short username. And I'm going to call the storage location name. And I'm going to put a name in that location. So name equals Mark. Down here now on my print line, I'm going to separate, note that my inverted comma is here. And what I'm going to do is I put a wee comma, and now I'm going to put my variable name. So I've now got hello name. What it's going to do here is going to look for the name variable. It's going to find the storage location in memory, in the RAM, and it's going to find this. So I'm going to save it, and I'm going to run it. And you can see over here, hello Mark. Now, again, what happens if you're not called Mark? Well, there's another thing we can do. We're going to change this code so that it uses a feature of Python called an input. And an input allows us to grab keyboard entries. And it means then that we can prompt a user. We say, well, the name is an input prompt, and the prompt that we're going to have is enter name. And then it's still going to say hello name. Right, so let's have a wee look. Save, run. So over in this window, this will look a wee bit different. I'm going to close this so we get a nice fresh run at it. Run module. Here it is. Enter name. I can now put in name, and it'll say hello Mark. If I want to run it a second time, I have to come back, and there it is again. I'm going to change it. And you can now see, though, that the program is helpful enough that it can change how it greets you, because we have this input function going on. Okay, that is the first wee program we do. I want you to write a program that takes in your name and displays it. You can start with the hello world and then build it up as the same way as the video. Good luck.